It looks like a toaster, but it did help pull America out of the video game crash of 1983 and 84.
Okay, but I'm okay with B tier because it's an iconic console, and it gave us Mario
Alex
and Zelda.
is becoming a history teacher.
I know about this stuff, okay?
He could do it, though. He's got the
I
knowledge.
thought you were going to say he cooks, though.
Let him cook. Let him cook. Hello, and welcome back to the Joystick Drift Podcast, the show where we drift off just as much as a joystick. Yep. I'm your host, Mr. Nick Barrett, and as always, I'm joined by Alex, Melina, and Colin. We got a full set today because we are going to be ranking every single Nintendo console. That's right. You heard me right. Every single one, from the NES to the Nintendo Switch OLED model and everything in between.
Correction.
But before...
From the Pong Consoles to the Switch.
True. This is why Alex is here, because he has an immense knowledge of retro consoles that I just don't have.
You want to know what would suck? If we were starting from cards, because Nintendo was originally a card game company. All the way to Switch, but that was in the 1800s, so we'd be here for a long time.
Yeah, and if you're watching the video version, Colin and Melina are not back on camera yet. It's okay though, because there's something there on screen to represent them being here. But they are in fact here, and honestly, I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. And I want to know how you guys' week's been. And I'm going to let Melina go first because I probably caught her off guard. Melina, how have you been this week?
Exhausted, tired.
Yo, same!
I know, right? It's like, oh my god. Wow, so exciting. But no, I haven't done much. I actually have been playing Okami for the past 2 days. I totally did not bring my Switch to work.
If I could, I would as well. But no, I'm too busy writing scripts.
If I could, then I would, but I can't, so I shan't.
Mind you, I got all my work done, and I only played for 30 minutes. So.
I currently work from home, so technically my Switch is at work with me every single day.
Oh my God.
I'm hybrid, so.
But yeah, I've been, for any of our viewers, yes, I am playing Okami on my own time, but don't worry, I made a separate file. We're gonna continue. If anything, you can't get look. Hear me out. I now know where I need to go, what I need to get. That way, during the stream, y'all don't get mad at me for getting lost or not knowing what to do. So there you go. It'll just be a smoother stream process, and we'll get further in the game.
That's true. You can make the most of that 2 hours that you have.
Let's just hope the game doesn't crash.
No, the game, honestly, I've been playing on my own time. It hasn't crashed ever since that first time it did.
Hey, Doki Doki Literature Club crashed intentionally.
True.
Intentionally. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you had to start over Yuri's special scene.
She didn't like the memes.
She didn't like the memes.
The memes were funny, but she didn't like them, so she crashed the game. It's fine. Don't look too much into it. Okay.
But yeah, so that's been. Oh, I'm yawning. That's been my week.
Speaking of Doki Doki Literature Club, Colin, how's your week been?
What do I have to do with Doki Doki Literature Club? I have to ask.
We streamed it together.
You were with him.
Aside from... listen, I like to black that out. Anyway.
It was your meme that killed the game.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Anyway. Yeah, so I've also been incredibly tired. I've not been having a great time at all. School's been hard. I haven't had time to play a lot of games, but I did start Metroid Fusion.
Ooh.
So that was fun.
Epic.
Yeah. My friends and I were going to do like a group playthrough of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, but we were going to do like a race between like 6 different people, but then we found out co-op doesn't work through Nintendo Switch Online.
Ew.
With that game. So we got really, really sad, and I was like, well, I'm just playing Metroid Fusion now. So.
Well then, that's unfortunate.
Very.
What are you gonna do though?
Yeah.
All right, Alex, your turn.
So for me, I unintentionally fixed problems with my camera.
Epic.
Because if you've noticed before, my video was only like 24 frames a second for Discord, but now it seems to be at 60 frames.
Awesome.
And I ain't complaining, I tell you that.
If I can be
He's
completely
epic.
honest, I never noticed.
Wow.
I mean, you'll be able to tell watching the video. Like, if you watch an episode before,
Hopefully, yeah.
you'll be able to tell.
I
But
mean, I
besides
can
from
tell,
that-
but that's because we all went to film school, so I can tell.
True. True.
Besides from that, if any viewers know that I despised Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition mostly because of the combat system, and I was like, I can't play this game, I can't enjoy it. But now, despite the combat system, I'm actually enjoying the game.
Hey, you get used to the combat, and then the combat actually becomes fun.
But no, it's mostly because I
Just
figured out
debatable.
how to actually win.
Yeah.
It's called upgrading.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when we
Yeah,
asked,
that is kind of important.
that is important because when we asked you, do you have gems on your outfits? You're like, I don't have gems at all. We're like,
It was like, he was just like, what are these things called gems? I have no idea what they are.
we're like, we found the problem.
now, I have to ask, have you been using different characters, though?
Using different characters.
Like switching
Like
out the party and stuff.
Oh, no.
As far as I made up to like chapter 6 after you defeat Zord. Bronze
Yeah, but,
face.
like, yeah. But, like, have you been switching out who you play as? Because you can do that.
No, because I never knew I could do that.
It
The
tells
game tells
you.
about that, bro.
Why would I want to play as
okay.
Ryan when I could play as Shulk, who has the Monado?
Because
Because
sometimes
honestly-
I'm gonna be honest,
he
I'm gonna
doesn't
be-
do
no.
well as fronting.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Shulk is really good, but he is far from the best party member in the game. Like, that you can play as.
Yeah, but he's the
There
main
are
protagonist.
That doesn't mean.
Yeah, but
that doesn't mean he's
but
the
that
best.
also doesn't mean he's the best party member you can have. Ryan is actually really good.
Tank.
So he's really good. He can go from being a tank to also being like more of like a bruiser character who could just kind of dish out a ton of damage but also take a lot of damage. So like play around with that cuz it's really fun. Cuz I'm going to be honest, just playing as Shulk not that fun.
I mean,
Makes the game a lot less fun. But
I only got up to like defeating Zord, and his fight was a little difficult despite like upgrades and gems, because his minions kept attacking me and they take a lot of hits.
yeah. A thing that you can also do is you could also like play as Sharla and heal the team like actively. That would be pretty good.
That's
But
Weren't you telling Nick to do that? And he was like, but I didn't want to do
But
that.
there's this one skill that I neglected to use, and that skill is what allowed Ryan to actually do real damage to the Mechon.
you mean Buster?
Wait, you're telling me you didn't use Monado Enchant until now?
Oh, it's Enchant, not Buster.
I didn't do it. I did do it more on the Zord fight, but I was trying to align like the minions and just attack them with a powerful hit just to get them out of the way.
That's not how you play the game, bro.
Well, I'm learning, okay?
Well,
Same.
no. The thing is, the game teaches you a lot of this stuff. So, just listen to what the game's teaching you. Anyway.
Nick, how are you doing? What have you been
Yeah.
up to if
Me-
you've been playing anything?
I'm alive. I got to guest on the Nintendo Prime podcast again, so that was really fun. And I mentioned it on there, but I got to Chapter 11 of Fire Emblem Engage, which is like almost kind of the halfway point, kind of, sort of, in a way. Like, I don't know. It feels like the climax where, oh no, the good guys have lost. Whatever are we going to do? Even though you're like, well, common sense would tell me this is what's going to happen. But I think I'm gonna drop Fire Emblem Engage because I just can't get into it. Like, every time I try to play it, it just feels like such a slog, and like I can't do it. And I was gonna start Three Houses because it was recommended to me if I like a playstyle more similar to Persona 5, I would like Three Houses better. But checks my watch, I have less than 2 months till Tears of the Kingdom. And on my current schedule, I am in no place to start a new game and be able to finish it before Tears of the Kingdom. So we're kind of just in a holding period right now. But I am going to start Breath of the Wild Master Mode again to get, like, that'll be my game I finish before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So that's cool. Aside from that, I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
From what I'm hearing, it's just you don't like Fire Emblem.
Maybe that's the case.
Because
I need to give Three Houses another shot. And then I can answer that question.
I would honestly advise against it, just because I've already heard you talk about how you really weren't a massive fan of Three Houses, aside from the character design. But the thing with Engage is very much returning to the roots of Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, so it's very similar to the playstyle of, like, Fates and Awakening and other stuff like that. Even Fire Emblem 7 and 8, which were the GBA ones. So it's very similar to those gameplay styles. So I really don't think you would like other Fire Emblem games.
No, you're probably right. It's not that I didn't like Three Houses. It's just that I played it like 1 4-hour session, and then I never picked it up again because Lego Star Wars came out, and that completely sucked up my time. And I just never got back around to it. So that's why I'm like, okay, let me give it another, like, fair shake, at least as much as I've given Engage. And then if I'm at that point, and I'm like, I'm not really feeling it, I'll say, okay, maybe I don't like Fire Emblem. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I might try to do that before Tears of the Kingdom. We'll see.
Yeah.
Times get busy when you're making content for 2 podcasts. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how my time shakes up. Other than that, who wants to rank some Nintendo consoles?
I most definitely do. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah,
Wait,
Nintendo.
did Alex talk about his day?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Oh.
He went before I did.
Just quickly before that, I will say, Nick, if you're going to give Three Houses another shot, I would recommend doing the Blue Lions route. That's all.
Blue Lions, that's
Dimitri.
Oh yeah, I think that's the one I did.
Yeah, that's the one that a lot of people just kind of consider to be the best route.
Is that the one that has what's her name? Mercedes?
No, I think that's Golden
Is
Deer.
Blue Lions? Hold on. I'm going to Google it.
I haven't played the game either, so I
whichever
don't really know
one
much.
Which
I just kind of enjoy some of the character designs. I think they're really interesting looking.
Hold on. Oh, she is in Blue Lions. Epic.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
So that is the one I did. I mean, Dorothea is, who I want to go for. But yeah.
Hey, Nick,
anyway.
But actually, Nick, kind of going back to that just real fast. I know I'm holding up the topic again, but I find it funny that because I stumbled upon the saddest moments in gaming thing again, where you were like, my saddest moment is when I found out I couldn't date the pretty women. Do you want to know what's funny?
You can?
You can date Dorothea as female Byleth.
I mean, that's true. But is it really, like, the full...
Yes, it is.
Experience? No.
Like, Nick, it literally is. Anyway, moving on. We're going.
Moving on.
Yes, please.
All right. We're transitioning our frame here.
Hoo boy, I love transitions. Woo!
Wow.
All right.
Ain't that super special? Imagine Alex didn't have it pulled up when you said that. And it was awkward.
I kind of did and kind of denied because I had to click. Okay, so.
Nah, it's okay.
Sorry, I
We'll be
really
fine.
like looking at your bookmarks, Nick.
Don't.
What is
showing-
monkey type?
That's
it
type
showing-
speed.
Monkey type?
That's type speed. Like
Is it
te-
showing
his
tests
Pokedex?
how fast you type.
I like that in between Minecraft official and Turnip Exchange.
Shh. Don't pay attention to my bookmarks. Anyway,
Are you just gonna
Tier
crop
list.
them
I
out,
can-
or
no, it's fine. There's nothing like revealing here unless you're like, oh my gosh,
Create an
he
all
has
Lego
social
tier list.
stats.
Wait.
Shut up. It was
All
for
right.
a video I was working on. And
Ignore
then I stopped.
the
Anyway,
favorites that Nick has. Let's get to
Nobody's
rankings of
going to.
Let's get to
All
some
right.
Nintendo.
we have the first one.
We have the Pong Console, and honestly, I played Pong, but I've never seen a Nintendo Pong console. But I could say it's just like regular game of Pong, unless it has different game styles. But I would say C tier because in today's standards, it's boring. But you got to give credit to like Nintendo's introduction to making game consoles.
I have no qualms with that. I'm
that's fine.
perfectly fine with C tier.
Yep.
And we got
Can we also lay down the ground rule? We all have to unanimously agree for a console to go in S tier.
yes.
I mean,
Okay.
I
Okay.
figure that goes for
Um,
any tier though.
The Famicom.
That's debatable.
Next up, we got Famicom, which was released exclusively in Japan. I would say it's a great console because it's Nintendo's real introduction to actually making video games. But there's so many problems with it.
F tier because
C-tier.
it was only released in Japan.
No, it does not
No,
deserve
that's-
F tier. It deserves higher. I would say B or
C
A.
tier. C tier.
My problem
I'm gonna go.
Put it in C tier, but above the Pong console.
I'm okay with that.
my problem with the Famicom is that the controllers are hardwired into the console itself, but it did not suffer the issues that the NES had.
What's this? Is that also the Famicom?
That's the Famicom disk system, and I would say put that in B at least because although it failed, it was actually a really nice evolution for Nintendo because it was a way for Nintendo to make cheaper, bigger games. It was revolutionary.
I'm okay with B tier. Anybody else have an issue with B tier?
No, I think that's good.
I guess.
All right, cool.
I'm ready for it to get to consoles we've actually played.
Well,
And it's
Yeah,
just-
like
and
once
we're
we
just gonna
get to
be
the
like, whoa.
DS, we'll kind of burn through these other ones.
the NES. So I actually have 3 different NES models. I have the original toaster, I have the top loader, and I have an HDMI NES like third party. It's the retro USB AVS. But the NES, I'd say C tier because
Oh wait,
The
I have
NES
that. No, I
Okay,
wouldn't
okay,
say
okay,
C
okay.
tier.
Okay.
I'd say A tier.
No,
Okay.
'Cause
No,
it's
no,
kind
no,
of
no, no,
iconic.
no. We are not putting the NES in C tier, and we're putting the Famicom with a Focusrite Scarlet under it, below it.
I would put.
Okay,
I
but
would
there's-
put
but
the
there's
NES in
quite a
the
number
B
of
tier
problems.
above
Right.
that.
that's
It doesn't matter about the problems. It failed.
the NES. Okay, NES. Okay, B tier because I don't like the fact that it suffered through the pin failures. It looks like a toaster, but it did help pull America out of the video game crash of 1983 and 84.
Okay, but I'm okay with B tier because it's an iconic console and it gave us Mario and
Alex is
Zelda.
becoming a history teacher.
I know about this stuff. Okay,
He could do it though. He's got the
I
knowledge.
thought you were gonna say he cooks though.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Next up is an interesting one. The twin Famicom, which is a combination of the Famicom and the Famicom disk system. Put that in C.
Okay,
Really?
explanation?
So
I'm gonna need a source on that.
okay, so so it was made by Sharp. It's not an official Nintendo. It did not do that well because at the time the Famicom.
Wait.
What's supposed to be doing
Wait.
Exclusively Nintendo made.
It wasn't made by Nintendo. It
It's
doesn't
technically but it utilizes Nintendo. It was approved by Nintendo. It's not like today where every single aftermarket console you find has like no endorsement. It was made by Sharp, approved by Nintendo. It's it's just a Famicom and a Famicom disk system in one.
I mean, I feel like we can let it. I'll let it slide
Shadow Realm.
Yeah.
this time.
At least
Alex is having an
At
aneurysm.
least it's
Hold on.
on.
Here we go.
At
Here we
least
go. I got
it's
this.
there.
Nope.
fine.
We're just gonna call it unaffiliated.
Wait. Yeah, you know you're right.
Not. Aw. Does not exist.
It doesn't.
Has
Okay,
ceased to exist.
Fine. Next we
Is
got
that Game & Watch?
yes, that is Game & Watch. I'd say put that in either low C or high D.
High D, bro.
Because
We got to be a
D
little
for
selective.
DS lookalike.
what that would no,
True.
that means the DS is a Famicom not Famicom, a Game & Watch lookalike because the Game & Watch came out first.
Wow.
My only
Great job,
experience with a
Colin.
Game & Watch
No.
is
Fun.
how Nintendo tried to pass that off as an acceptable thing for Zelda's 35th anniversary.
Fun fact, that is the Donkey Kong Game & Watch.
And I can still buy a Zelda one in my local Target
DK.
today.
The
Donkey.
that Game & Watch is the first console to utilize a D-pad.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fitting that it's in the D tier then.
Yes, Nintendo is the creator of the D-pad.
Did it come out? Why
See,
did
I
they
don't know,
put
so I
that-
can't fact check.
Hold on.
He said.
Why did we put that after NES?
Because it's a Game & Watch.
I honestly don't know when it came out.
It came out after or before.
Whatever.
It's fine. It's on
no,
the list.
No, Game & Watch was released in 1980. So I'm
What's
right.
next?
NES.
No, wait.
What is it? What?
Whatever.
No, that one. I didn't ask for. Oh yeah. NES.
Next up is the
86.
NES is 1985. So yes, I was wrong.
Game Boy.
Game Watch.
The Game Boy.
Game
Yo,
Boy.
Game Boy. Game Boy. A tier.
A tier. Yes.
A tier. Survived a literal bomb.
It was actually
I
out
think
for
that's
14 years until it was discontinued.
Did that 14 years also include the different revisions, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
It also survived a bomb.
Yes,
True.
it did. It survived the bomb blast in the Gulf War.
I've seen it. I've
So
seen the
have I.
actual one that I've seen the one that that survived the bomb at
In person
Nintendo
or
World.
on
Not
the
Nintendo
internet?
World. In person.
Oh,
I saw it in Nintendo New York.
sweet.
That's crazy.
So I guess they were just like, yeah, we're taking your Game Boy.
Yeah.
All right, what is
That's
this?
the Super Famicom.
Because I know this is the SNES.
That's
That
a
is
Super
not the
Famicom,
SNES.
the Japanese Super Nintendo.
So that's gonna just go. That and the SNES should probably go into the same tier, right?
Yeah, because they're essentially the same
Alright.
thing, but SNES obviously doesn't have many
SNES. Okay.
I would
make
say
an argument.
high
SNES
B.
S tier. S tier.
Are you saying that because it actually belongs in S tier or?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Make
yes,
an
it does.
argument
because the SNES
and win my vote.
The SNES gave us quite literally some of the greatest games ever made. It gave
Okay,
us
yeah,
A Link
it
to the
gave us
Past.
Super
It gave
Metroid.
us Super Metroid. It gave
Link
us
to
Super
Past.
Mario World. It gave us Yoshi's Island. It
Final
gave us
Fantasy
so many-
VI. That is
That
3
too.
in America.
Final Fantasy VI. You're so right though.
So yeah, S tier it is.
All right, we got to get Melina. Do you also vote S tier?
I mean, if it brought all those games, why not?
All right. Safe.
Fun fact: the Super Nintendo was actually supposed to get a disc add-on from Sony
I'm going to do that.
and the company that made the CDI, Philips.
Panasonic? Oh, no.
What
Philips,
is
you're right.
that?
That is an NES top loader that came after the Super Nintendo, the original release. But I would say put that on the same level as the regular Nintendo. That is made by Nintendo.
What? You say B tier?
Yes, on the same level as the NES because it had so many improvements. But the main problem is it was only RF. The video connection was
What is it?
RF.
What does it do?
So there's no
Plays
lockout
games,
chip, so that
dumbass.
means any third-party unlicensed game could be played on it. And on the original NES, you had to put the game in the console and push down, which caused the pins to bend over time after much use. The top loader fixed that because it's a top loading console. You just push the game Honestly, put that above the NES. Put it in front of it because at least it's playable. You don't have to worry about the pin connections, and you can play more games than the regular NES can.
All right, let's make people angry. Cool.
It won't make anyone angry because it literally fixed so many problems. The problem is it's a coaxial connection.
Okay. You can never say it won't make anyone angry.
It'll make at least one person angry.
Why?
And they'll comment and be like, "How dare you put the top loader over the NES, you stupid little man!" And I'll be like, "Okay, cool. Thanks for the engagement. Bye."
So I actually own a top loader, but I got it modded to output AV, and the Switch has it on-off switch has LED.
Unaffiliated.
The Super Game Boy.
Game Boy.
I would say A tier.
Okay, where did
I
we
feel
put
bad.
the Game Boy?
I have no input. The Game Boy is A
A-tier.
tier.
Put it in A.
Yeah, because
Why?
the Super Game Boy
It
allowed
literally- yeah.
it allowed players to play Game Boy games on the TV, and it was in color. Well,
Some modern day Switch.
kind of. But the problem
Well,
was
not
there was no
modern day,
link
but-
cable connection until the Super Game Boy 2. So if you wanted to play co-op games on the Game Boy and you had a Super Game Boy, no chance.
What is this?
That is a Super Nintendo 2,
SNES.
SNES 2. It came out before the N64 in case people wanted to play a Super Nintendo game since the Super Nintendo was cheaper. But but it's not that. Honestly, I would see no reason to buy that when you could buy a regular Super Nintendo. So put that
so D tier.
huh?
D tier. Like,
Yeah, either
I don't know.
low C or high D.
I'm gonna say low D. Actually, I'll put it over the Game & Watch because why not?
Like, I would prefer to buy a Famicom any day over a Super Nintendo too, because it's not like the Super Nintendo can play more games, or it's not like it can play more games than the original Super Nintendo. It's just a cheaper alternative.
Are the next
What
two
about-
the same or are they different?
One's the Game Boy Light.
They're essentially the same thing.
Okay, so then we're gonna put them kind of like before the same tier.
No, because
Yeah.
there's like, wait, are we talking the Game Boy or Super Nintendo?
I'm talking about the
No,
next
these
two.
two. The Game Boy.
Game
these two
Boy
Game
Pocket
Boys.
and Game Boy Light. Put them in low. Put them in D.
D.
Are they just like
Yeah,
mini
they really-
versions?
Yes, kind of. Except the Game Boy Light obviously has a light on it, but I don't know anyone who owns those two. But I know people who own an original Game Boy. Virtual Boy,
Just
Shadow
easy
Realm.
Shadow Realm. Easy. Easy. No contest.
You should put that in does. Well, I would say does not exist, but the Virtual Boy does exist.
That is unfortunate, but it does exist.
All right,
It's-
N64.
S tier.
I would
S
say
tier,
S
S
tier.
tier.
S tier.
Kinda. I would. Honestly, I'll say S tier because it did give us some good games, but honestly, I don't like the controller.
Okay, but here's a better question. Do we put it above the SNES?
No, we do not.
I would agree with that.
I think that controller is kind of funky. To
The
Alex's
controller is
point.
weird, but also there are a lot
It was-
of people
it was
who
weird.
like the controller.
Nintendo 64 disc drive, Shadow Realm.
There's a joke.
It
there,
did.
but
It
I'm
did
not-
fail.
anyway.
Put that
What is this?
unaffiliated.
That-
Unaffiliated.
Game Boy Color, A tier.
But yeah,
A tier.
literally
Is
put it
it-
in the same tier as
Yeah.
Game Boy.
Above Game
Is
Boy.
it better than the
Yes,
Game Boy
it
though?
is.
Yeah,
It's
but
literally
Put it above Game
Move it
Boy.
above.
a smaller Game Boy with a colored screen, not lighted, but colored.
Ooh. GameCube?
GameCube, A
I would
tier.
say A.
I'd say A tier minimum.
I would, yeah, A tier.
But do we put it
I
above
love the
like,
GameCube.
Game Boy?
I'd put it above Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, like,
put it above
bo-
Game
top
Boy.
A, top
Game-
A. Yeah.
Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Okay,
Luigi's
what
Mansion?
is that?
That's the game.
that a-
That's the Game Boy. That's the Game Boy player for the GameCube, allowing you to play every single Game Boy game on the GameCube. So essentially, you
Oh.
could play the whole Game Boy library except for video cartridges on your TV. Put that in low A.
That is the Game Boy player. Yo, okay, so
Low A.
imagine this. The Game Boy player. You know how it has a disc?
Actually, put that above the Super Game Boy because of the bigger library.
You know
Yes.
how the Game Boy player has a disc?
Yes.
Imagine you just put in the disc and not the Game Boy player.
Then it wouldn't work because
because then you get a podcast out of it. There's literally a podcast called the Disc Only Podcast.
The Panasonic Cube put that in unaffiliated
really cool.
because that's Panasonic GameCube. That was created because
Why
at
does
the
it
time
look
the
like a
GameCube.
That is a
Dishwasher?
printer.
No, it looks like a dishwasher.
It's a dishwasher.
Okay, so
I mean,
the
not a
Panasonic
dish.
It's a
I'm
Cube-
sorry,
dishwasher.
not a dishwasher. It looks like a washing machine.
It looks like a toaster oven.
We
So-
just went
looks like
through
an oven.
4 different. Okay, we went through a toaster, a dishwasher, and then a washing machine.
Okay, but clearly
I thought
Panasonic didn't
I said
learn.
that's more okay, but let me explain the Panasonic Cube. So we all know the PS2 and original Xbox played DVDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, at the GameCube was the only like new gen console at that time that didn't play DVDs. Panasonic came in and be like, "Hey, we'll make the GameCube a DVD player, but we'll make a new model of it." It was not worth it. It failed, and it suffered through so many problems.
Oh.
Like, imagine having to go through settings just so you could switch from, hey, play games to play DVDs. Game Boy Advance, S tier, in my opinion.
True.
That's the best.
S tier?
Yes, that's the best model Game Boy.
What about you, Melina? S tier?
I never got to play it, but
I did.
Neither did I.
I did. I still have mine.
I
I'll agree,
actually,
because
I
I know the
actually have
games
the
that are on
next
it.
one.
Yeah, I have the SP. is what I
SP,
have.
I like the SP, but it's.
That was
I don't like how
one
small
I grew
it-
up on. Like a
It's
lot
not
of
really
Game
as
Boy
comfortable to
games for
hold
me.
as the Game Boy Advance.
I grew up on the SP.
I grew
Same
up
here.
on it
Don-
too.
Donkey Kong Country was the first game I ever played.
I feel like
Pokemon for me.
despite the smaller frame, I feel like it's almost worth S tier, and if not, I'd say A.
Okay, hold on. Game Boy Advance, where does it go in S tier, though?
I would say above the N64.
I'm inclined to agree just because it has a just because the Game Boy Advance finally brought a Mario and Luigi game to Switch.
Game Boy Advance SP, high A. Or somewhere in A.
Yeah, high A.
Put it in
In between.
behind the GameCube, I'd say.
Behind the
Oh, yeah, 'cause
GameCube,
it's-
like
it's-
above
yeah.
the color.
Yes, because they're essentially the same
right.
screen size, except the Game Boy has a color and light screen. It just has no headphone jack, and it's not as comfortable. to hold.
Oh.
Game Boy Micro,
We're almost to a console I've
Shadow
actually
Realm.
played.
Game Boy Micro belongs to Shadow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, is this the,
The
first
original
Alright.
DS. So
Nintendo DS.
I had
B
that.
tier.
I had that model, and I enjoyed playing it.
I don't believe
It
I had
does
that
look
model.
ugly.
I had the next model.
I did. I had the original model. It was okay.
I would say B, maybe.
I'm gonna be honest, probably B tier.
I'ma be honest.
I'm a,
Eh.
wait.
Yeah,
hold on,
I'd say
can I-
it'd
Wait,
What?
what are you doing?
If he's going to type that,
There we
okay.
go. Perfect.
I would say
Anyway.
yeah, B tier, because it was a good console. It just didn't look that good.
Where
But-
would it be low B or like
Put it in front.
all right,
high
but
B? Okay.
I think it's the best B.
wait a minute. Hold on. We're saying hold on. We're saying that the Super Game Boy was better than the DS.
Oh.
That particular, yes,
I feel
that
like we need a
particular
real-
model. For me, that particular
Still, the
fine,
whole
low
DS.
A, low A.
I would say, yeah, sure. Put it in low A. Put it
In front of the
above
Super Game
Super
Boy.
Game Boy. Put it above the Super
Okay.
Game Boy.
I have
There
a
we
feeling
go.
we're gonna be putting all
there-
the
we have
DSs above
DS
the
Lite.
Super Game Boy.
DS Lite.
higher A.
Higher A or S, honestly.
Wait, that's the DS Lite?
Put it yes.
Yeah,
Put it
that's-
above
I would say-
put it above the Game Boy. Put it
I
above
yeah,
the Game Boy.
I
not in
thought
front of
that-
the GameCube, but in front of the Game Boy.
Wait,
Yeah.
go scroll down.
I'm okay with
Scroll
that.
down. I thought, and then take your cursor after. I thought that was the DS
That's
Lite.
the XL.
Oh.
That's the
That's-
DSi.
Yeah, it's the DSi.
Oh, what the? Oh my god.
Yo,
All right,
guys,
we S tier.
DSiWare, Shoppo,
We
great game. Shoppo, not a great game. Don't buy it.
Okay.
Please.
We
don't
S
don't
tier.
buy it.
We
The Wii, yes,
yes,
S tier.
S
S
tier.
tier Wii.
S tier Wii.
S tier Wii. Is it the best S tier? I think it's top S
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah.
But I love playing Guitar Hero. I'd play Guitar Hero over any Super.
Okay. Guitar Hero, cool. Wii Sports though.
Don't get me started
Mario
on Matt.
Kart Wii.
Don't get me started on Matt.
Yo, Matt is awesome. What are you talking about?
He's awesome.
Twilight
but
Princess.
He beat me up.
Kind of.
Hold on, Nick. You didn't play Twilight Princess.
Skyward Sword.
You didn't play
Wait,
it on that console.
Can I butt in a very
I
quick
mean, I
story?
didn't play it at all, but
Yeah, go, Melina.
Okay, so for Skyward Sword, I got the game, I brought it home, I put it in, and I was so excited to play because I was like, oh my god, a new Zelda game and everything. I got it the day it came out. And then the screen comes up and it's like, you don't have a Wii Motion Plus controller, you can't play. And I started crying. And I was like,
Mario Kart Wii also.
I basically had to wait
New
a
Super
whole-
Mario Bros. Wii.
I had to wait a whole week to play
Mario Kart
Skyward
Wii,
Sword.
Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
New Super Mario Bros. Wii is like a top tier 2D Mario game because that's my childhood.
Wait, which one?
Like that was the first game I remember playing was New Super Mario Bros. Wii. It's a banger.
Let's go to the DSi. I would say the DSi is probably high A.
What is it?
I want to say the DSi is probably A.
I'm just laughing that he said I.
It is the DSi.
No. Alex.
It's the fact that you said
DSi.
the DSi.
I said high.
Yeah, he did say hi.
Anyway,
Okay.
is it better
but-
than this DS? Even though
Yeah,
there's
I would
no,
say
like,
so
real
because at that point
differentiator?
you were not playing Game Boy Advance games.
I mean, yeah.
And if
The Wii Mini Shadow
What
Realm.
is this? I've never
That's
seen
the Wii
that.
Mini.
Okay, the Wii Mini was just a Wii but without Wi-Fi.
I never saw
and
that.
also
ever.
it was a tray. It was a
It was
pop-open
stupid.
tray. 3DS.
I
Put
S tier.
have
Yes.
S tier. I'll fight for S
Okay,
tier.
yeah, I would.
Don't fight me.
S tier it is.
S tier.
But where?
Not better. Not
Not-
better than the Wii.
I would-
Yeah, put
yeah,
it there.
yeah.
But better than the SNES. Because, like, I'm literally working on a video, my top 10 3DS games. Guys, Ocarina of Time 3.
Link Between Worlds.
Tomodachi Life. Miitopia. Link Between Worlds. Animal Crossing New Leaf. If I say any more, I'll basically spoil the entire video. Anybody remember Face Riders?
No.
That game was a banger. Okay? That sucked up so much of my time as a kid. Because for those who don't know, Face Riders, you use the 3DS camera and you take a picture of somebody's face.
Oh, now I know what
and
you're talking
then
about. I just
it
forgot
takes
the
that
name.
picture and it wraps it onto an enemy, and then you shoot them down using like
Oh my
AR.
God, I remember.
I forgot the
camera,
name
and
of
you
it.
shoot
I
them
can't believe
down.
it.
What are we?
It was
what are we
so
talking?
much
I
fun
remember this.
until I got to the really hard part, and then I kept losing.
What are we talking about?
Face Riders.
Face Riders
Oh yeah.
on the 3DS.
Yeah.
Also another underrated like pack-in. Street Pass Me Plaza.
Nick,
Yo,
Nick,
true.
You're
I
like
never played
way
that.
your
Okay.
entire
1,000
video.
street passes.
I didn't bring this up in our building Switch 2 episode because I forgot about it. Hear me
Oh
out.
yeah, you and I talked about it.
They add Street Pass to the Switch.
I never used Street
or
Pass.
something very
ever.
similar to Street Pass.
Okay, but
Because
have it,
Alex,
just have
you're
it
just not
integrated. You don't
cool.
have to use it. It's just good. It's just gonna be
Everyone-
integrated.
everyone takes their Switch everywhere. So if there was any console that could pull off Street Pass now, it would be the Switch.
Yes.
Like, and bring back Miiverse too. Like those two things. I saw a video today, and I know I sent it to you guys, but apparently Nintendo had other color themes for the Switch in the files before launch. There were going to be like all these different colors, and there was going to be eShop music too, and then they cut it all before release. And I
Boo.
don't know why. It's really dumb.
Maybe they'll bring
it's a
it back
very
for the
small
new
quality of
one.
life things. Yeah, they have to bring it back for the new one. That'd be great.
That or they'll do it like they did with the 3DS, where they'll just give it to you like literally 3 months before the lifespan of the console ends.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That would be stupid.
Okay.
All right, 3DS S tier.
Wii U.
Wii U.
You know, I can't hate it because I like the Wii U.
Either
So,
either
B
like
tier.
mid low A or high B, maybe.
I would say,
I would say
High B.
high B.
Yeah, high
because
B.
one, console itself, abysmal. Library, banging. Like,
True.
that library is amazing.
my I'll be honest, the game that made me buy the Wii U at first Zombie U.
Oh my, why?
I wasn't really interested at the time to buy a Wii U, but I was watching Smosh games,
Of
and
course.
It was an era.
What a
though.
throwback!
Yeah,
What a throwback!
and the game they were playing was Zombie U. It looked like a fun game. I wanted to play it, and I got it for that reason. And I did buy a lot more games for it.
Can I argue? One of the most underrated Wii U games is Nintendo Land.
I really
I
enjoyed
love
that.
that
'Cause
game.
my
I
friends
love
and
that
I would
game.
always play that.
Luigi's
It's
Mansion.
such a good party game.
It really is.
But
Dude, I loved Nintendo Land, but you know what I didn't like? Having no friends to play it with. Let's
Same
go!
here.
Same.
I had no friends to play it with.
I had friends.
What
I
do you
So
do?
off.
Imagine having friends. Mega cringe.
Wow.
Imagine playing Nintendo Land with friends, Melina.
Hey,
Play
no,
with the
no.
computers.
Because I
The
would
computers
play.
are the only
I would
friends you
play
need.
the Zelda Adventure game with my other friend, and we would plan out our whole game. I would be the swordsman, and she would be the archer, and she'd have my back and everything. I'm like, we got this.
I mostly played Luigi's
Nintendo-
Mansion and Mario Chase.
Nintendo port Nintendo Land to the Switch. Do it. You need a good Nintendo needs a win with a party game that is not Mario Party.
They could do it because they do
I mean,
have
there
gyro
was Me
controls
Party.
for the Switch.
There was Me Party. Does anyone remember that?
No.
Me Party.
Wait,
I
no,
feel
I
like
do.
they'd have to retool.
No, it's Wii Party, not Me
Oh,
Party.
sorry, Wii Party.
Yeah.
They'd
I
have to
remember Wii Party.
retool.
Oh, is that the one where
They'd
there's?
have to retool Nintendo Land because it used a lot of the gamepad stuff, and we don't have a gamepad on Switch. So
Does anyone else know that apparently Me Party is an upcoming game for Switch?
What? You mean like a port or just a
I
new
mean-
game?
are you on the Nintendo fan wiki? Because if you are, that doesn't count.
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't
And
count.
apparently it's set to release on October 6th.
No. They haven't announced anything for October yet. I would know.
Of course
My
you would
uncle
know.
works at Nintendo.
Is your
What?
uncle Shigeru Miyamoto?
Come on, guys. Yes, my uncle is actually no. My uncle is Eiji Aonuma. He works at Nintendo. I know the plot of Tears of the Kingdom. And spoiler alert: Link is in the game.
Wow, thanks for
Wow.
spoiling it.
Sorry,
Whoa!
I
I
know.
had no
That's
idea,
controversial
man.
information.
Can't believe it!
Okay, what's next? 2DS.
the
That I did
Yo.
not like that.
Shadow Realm for being a freaking doorstop.
Okay, the 2DS was
Am I
quite
wrong?
literally
Just a
Unnecessary.
DS that could play
Yeah.
3DS
The
games.
whole
Except
thing
that
about the 3DS was that it was called the 3DS. Why did you make a 2DS? It's just a DS.
Well,
I
yeah,
guess to
and
make it
here's-
cheaper for people
That's
who
true.
couldn't afford a
Yeah,
3DS.
yeah, it's cheaper, but also then we get the new 2DS XL, which is just two iPhones slapped on top of each other.
I love my 2DS.
No, it
I
is.
love my two
No,
iPhones.
It actually looks like that. What's the thing PlayStation just put out where you can where you can essentially stretch out a controller and slide your phone into it and then play games. That's what the 2DS
It's-
XL
Oh, that
looks
reminds me of the backbone thing.
it's more than
yeah,
Sony
that's what I
that's
was
doing
thinking. I was
that.
thinking of Backbone.
Yeah.
Razer did that.
I'm gonna put the new 2DS in. I mean, I'm gonna come back to the
Put
new 3DS.
put that in B tier, because I think the joke of it being two iPhones slapped together is pretty funny.
But put it.
Do not put that above
There
the
we
Wii
go.
U.
I think it's also a pretty solid console.
Kind of.
It looks better than
what's-
the than the two original.
what's
Design-wise,
weird-
it looks great.
I don't know what Nintendo's thing is with releasing consoles like sequel consoles to their hit that takes away the gimmick. Like they did the same thing with the Switch Lite. Like
It's
it-
not
the
a
Switch
Switch.
Lite.
It's just
It's just a tablet that plays
no,
Switch
no.
games.
It looks like one of those. Is it?
I guess for
No,
those
would it
who
be
don't have a
PS?
TV.
I don't even know.
Even if you didn't have a TV, that's why the Switch is portable. Like,
Anyway, the new 3DS,
I'm gonna say
it's.
I don't want to
It's
say
not
S tier.
Put that at least above the.
I think it's high A.
Do not put that in front of the GameCube.
Yeah, the Switch Lite is like a PSP.
No, man, do not put that in front of the GameCube. The GameCube is better.
Why?
Wait.
But we've already established that the 3DS is better than the GameCube, so why would the new 3DS not be better than the GameCube?
Because
the new 3DS is just a 3DS.
Because the 3DS
but slightly better.
Introduced a whole new world of games that were fun to play. New 3DS
that you can play on the new Nintendo 3DS
But when
XL.
it came to introducing games, new 3DS gave us Minecraft.
What?
Okay, and now you can say Minecraft's been on every console.
All right, fine.
Why was Minecraft on 3DS XL?
Because Microsoft had just bought Minecraft and they wanted money.
Nintendo Switch.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out on
Shadow
this one,
Realm.
okay? No.
Yes.
Base Switch, A tier.
Yeah.
Because I want to put the OLED in S tier. Because I think base Switch is really good. It is my favorite Nintendo console thus far because they actually like mastered the hybrid concept. But
I think
the screen...
its launch was a suffer.
No. Nintendo sold so many they couldn't keep them in stock. That's not I would not consider that a
Have none of you seen
flop.
like a video called Nintendo Switch Painful Launch?
It's not a painful launch. They were coming off the Wii U. They didn't think they were going to sell that many.
No, I'm not.
And then it outperformed.
I think I should tell you about the painful launch because some of you shouldn't. Maybe you'll remember. Like, have you heard stories where people's Switches had defects like dead pixels?
No.
Oh, I do remember that.
And there were situations where a game cartridge would not like be read, or the game would shut down on its own more times than it should, or video problems.
I feel like that was it that big of an issue?
I didn't hear about any of these issues.
I
didn't think it was that big of an issue.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Nick, you'll put the Switch where it belongs.
The Switch goes in A tier. It's a great concept, and I really hope they stick with it.
They wouldn't have gone to the OLED if they didn't make the Switch.
Oh wait, that's B tier, idiot.
Bro.
There we go. Actually, no. The Switch is better than the new Nintendo 3DS.
Okay.
Switch Lite.
Switch Lite. That's below the
Shadow
Switch.
Realm.
F. Can we just say F tier? Because it's not a Shadow.
Shadow Realm with the 2DS doorstop.
Wait, what are we putting in what? Oh, the
I would say
the
F
Switch
tier
Lite.
because it's not that bad. It's not good.
I would say, yeah, no, I would agree. Either F tier or like bottom D, because for people that aren't into Nintendo, that's a perfect console for them.
And Switch OLED, S tier.
Wait. I want to go back. I want to go back to that. What do you mean the Switch Lite is the perfect console for people who don't like Nintendo?
For someone that's new into gaming in general.
I guess she's saying that for those who
then
don't want to overspend.
just buy the Switch.
I guess she's saying like for those who don't want to overspend on a
That
Nintendo
too,
Switch.
exactly.
But it's another $100 to get like so much more. I don't think the Switch Lite is factually the lowest selling.
But you're looking.
version
I
of
know, but you
Switch.
got to look through a point of view of a person that's not into gaming. They don't want to spend a lot of money because they're just new to gaming in general, so they don't want to put that extra $100.
You know who the Switch Lite is for? Kids. Because parents want some. To your point,
Gamers who are in the
parents
trailer
want
park.
something cheap. Whoa! Don't diss people in a trailer park. I've seen some pretty nice cars in a trailer park, which is probably why they're living in a trailer park. Anyway,
I was only saying that because like how many people who live in a trailer park actually have like a TV that they plug their Switch into?
Again. The TV argument doesn't hold up with the Switch because you can play it in handheld regardless of which version you have.
Yeah, so that would make the Switch Lite the perfect console for it. Because if you're never going to plug it into a TV, why buy the one that plugs into a TV?
But how do you know you're never going to plug it into a TV?
How do you know you're not buying it before the Switch 2 comes into announcement?
That's true. I'm fine with F Tier. Switch OLED is a solid S tier.
Agreed.
I think, dare I say, it's Nintendo's best console.
No.
Really?
I would not say that. I still say the Wii is their best console.
I mean, the Wii did introduce us with more proper motion controls.
I still
And
say
also,
the Wii.
Guitar Hero.
I mean, Guitar Hero is cool, but you can also play Guitar Hero on the Switch. But
Can you?
most definitely. They just have to put it on the Switch.
Oh, I was about to be like, there's no Guitar Hero game on Switch. You
You can play
lie.
Guitar Hero on Switch. They just have to put it
They
on
just have to
Switch.
put it on Switch. But
And give us a guitar with it.
I personally just think the Wii is the best console that they've released. But
No, actually, you know what? I agree. I
Because
think that's fact.
the library for the Wii right now is better than the Switch right now. Like, I think if they put a lot of the Wii classics on the Switch, then I will 100% say the Switch is the best console. But there are a lot of classics that are missing, such as, like, Twilight Princess, even from GameCube, Wind Waker. What else?
Guitar Hero.
Mario. I'm not gonna say Guitar Hero. Mario Galaxy 2.
Actually,
Yeah.
true. Big facts.
Oh yeah.
And the
Mario
Switch,
Galaxy.
Switch is just painful with like Mario Galaxy a little bit.
I disagree. I was fine with Mario Galaxy on 3D All
Mario
Stars.
Galaxy on Switch is actually cool because it has like the improved motion
It does.
controls.
But the issue with that is, you can't find it anywhere anymore because they decided to make it a limited time release.
I have it.
I don't.
It's pretty epic.
I got it. But
I had the original Mario Galaxy.
yeah.
I bought it physically because I don't want them to bust down my Switch and say we're taking the file off of.
You just destroy
They just like
your
take my
Switch.
micro SD card. No. They take the micro SD card, put it in a computer, and delete the Mario 3D All Stars, and then give it back. And they're like, "Okay, here you go."
But yeah, like
You've lost your
there's a lot
license.
of classics that are still kind of missing from the Wii era, like like
Wii
the
Party?
games already list. Paper Mario, yeah. Like I think.
Well, we have a Paper Mario game.
I mean, yeah.
It's not a good Paper Mario game.
Origami King's
but-
not that bad. But
Give us the 1,000-year door.
Bad.
well, 1,000-Year Door is GameCube, but from the Wii era,
Still.
like there's still like a lot of games that I really hope we get, and it's already looking like we're gonna get it. Like I really hope we get Metroid Prime 3, but I think that'd be good. But there's just still some games that are missing, and if they improve
True.
that, and it kind of just starts to be the ultimate library for the Switch, then yeah, I'll say it's their best console. But I still say the Wii is the best console.
I'd
That's
say
fair.
they're almost neck and neck.
Yeah, they are. It's
they're
very close.
close.
But
And then there's the 3DS, which is just slightly. The 3DS is good, but my ranking of the 3DS is also very fueled by nostalgia because that was my first Nintendo console, which which I talked about in like our first ever episode of the podcast. That was our first episode. That's the 3DS I had too. That aqua blue. I remember getting it from the store. My first game was Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Those were the days.
I had the Ocarina of Time limited edition 3DS.
I just had a red one.
Man,
I have the blue
Yeah.
one.
I actually
Still
sold
have
my
it.
You say
regular.
had.
I actually sold my original 3DS.
I did too. I sold it to GameStop for like $30.
I
and
sold it
I'm
on
so
eBay
Well,
for like
technically-
70.
mad.
Technically, you sold it to someone else for $0.00, but
GameStop gave me $30 in between. It's
You
amazing.
got ripped off.
No, I did. That is 100% true. But I was also like 11, so $30 was a lot of money when you're an 11-year-old. So I was like, "Yo, I got a 3DS XL. I don't need this. I don't need this aqua blue."
Yeah,
lame
that was
little
the
tiny
situation for me
3DS.
as well. And plus, I
Get
wanted
that
money.
sucker out of here.
So my dad was like, "Hey, why don't you sell your 3DS?" And he helped me sell it on eBay.
Oh my god.
That's so sad.
Why is that sad?
Melina, you had
it
a
was free money.
3DS, right?
It
I
was
still-
money for me and
here's the
less space
thing.
taken up.
Here's the thing with all the consoles that, well, I have to include my dad on it too, because he had his stuff when he grew up too. He still has it. So with all the games that we've bought over the years, we still have it all. We haven't sold anything because we're like, we're going to keep this. We don't know how much it's going to be in 10, 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we just keep everything. Yeah, it might look like
Let me
hoarding all
look
these
up
games,
what my
but it's like.
dad's console is now.
But I know for a fact, and this was 2 years ago that I saw this, but I went into a retro video game store. They had it in one of their glass casings. They had a N64 copy of the holographic gold cartridge of Majora's Mask. And it was at the time, I think this was actually 3 years ago. At the time, 3 years ago, it was at $60. And I was like, I have that. Like, I own this. And it's $60 right now. I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to sell it still because I'm still going to play it.
Right.
So,
But that's also the perks of, like, keeping all these consoles and everything because I don't have to rebuy on a port. I can just play them.
So, my dad's console was a Magnavox Odyssey 2.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, what is that?
It's a video game console made by Magnavox.
What is that?
Okay, but like we ask you what it is, we know the name now.
The Magnavox was the very first video game console, and the Magnavox 2 is a sequel to them. And I think it was Panasonic who owned Magnavox.
Unaffiliated.
And the Magnavox Odyssey 2, guess how much that's worth?
$0.00.
Less than an official cartridge of Pokemon Emerald.
Okay, but how much is an official cartridge of Pokemon Emerald?
100, few hundred. Meanwhile, the Magnavox Size 2 goes for like 100.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, no one's looking for a Magnavox Odyssey 2, clearly, because if none of you know about it.
Okay, but also, a copy of like Pokemon Heart Gold goes for an insane amount of money.
Does that make me rich?
Yep.
Because I have Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
And here's the
Yeah,
thing, if you really get down to it, all these prices and everything really come down to who you end up selling it to, because they could be insanely like, they are just the biggest collector. They're just like, I need to have this, like, whatever you're offering this guy, I can offer you more. Like, I need to have it in my collection. Like, it depends on the person that wants it.
Okay, let me ask you guys something. So, with your current like experience with video games, how annoyed would you be that every time you swapped a new cartridge, you had to type in a certain code in order for the game to work?
That just sounds like a pain.
You're talking about the password mechanic.
No. So,
okay.
The Magnavox Odyssey 2, it had a keypad on the console itself, and you had to press a certain buttons for certain games for them to work.
Ew.
Yeah.
Cringe. Well,
I mean, I feel like
Alex,
it kind of makes sense for when it came out, like for coding reasons or whatever. Like it wasn't.
No, not exactly, because the Atari 2600 didn't do that.
Alex, I'm gonna let you read go over our final list here.
Are we done with the list?
Just because. Yeah, that was everything.
That was okay, but first, a
word from our sponsor.
Go back to the NES.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Go back.
We're not sponsored by them. We're not sponsored by.
Let us pay our respects to the NES, the console that is the sole reason why we have the consoles today, because that is the system that brought video games back into North America.
And we put it in
guys,
B.
We pay our respects to the Wii U, which if you don't use your Wii U, it will die and never be able to be used again. You can actually brick your Wii U if you don't use it. So this is a PSA. Every 3 months, just power on your Wii U, make a new Mii, and then you can turn it back off.
I haven't turned on my Wii U in 3 years. It's probably dead.
But also...
Same, but I turned it on recently and it's on.
Mine's collecting dust.
What? Was it the Wii that was set to explode?
Yes, it was the Wii that was
explode.
Yes, it was the Wii, not the Wii U.
Yeah, so the Wii U's
epic. All right, Alex.
From
unaffiliated to S tier, just read us up the list.
Just name the console.
Yeah. Like,
so we got
in unaffiliated tier. We have
from left to right, I suppose,
Go
or right to left.
Right to left because
Right
right,
to
is
left.
lowest.
So we have
Yep.
what looks like a DSi. No, yes, not a DSi, a DS Lite.
Why is that unaffiliated?
It was just a duplicate. I didn't have anywhere else to put it.
Oh.
And we have a non-Nintendo console, the Sega Master System, which was Sega's
It should not
8-bit
get rated.
console.
Because it was not a Nintendo console.
Funny thing, the Sega Master System, the pause button was not on the controller, it was on the system.
Ew.
The Panasonic Q.
The Panasonic microwave.
You said toaster oven.
We said
Same
dishwasher.
thing.
You said washing machine.
I said it looks like a nuclear bomb.
Whoa!
Next, we got the IQ player. That's literally what it's called. It's made by a company called IQ.
Does it give you big brain?
No, because they didn't have a high IQ. Because
Whoa!
that's basically just an N64 and a controller for like hotels and planes probably. Next we got the Twin Famicom, which is a Famicom and a Famicom Disk System in one, made by Sharp.
On to the Shadow Realm.
We got the 2DS. What was Nintendo thinking?
That's really what it
They
should.
were,
that's really-
'cause it
that's-
looks like a
wait,
doorstop.
Wait, that's really what that should have been called. Not Shadow Realm. What was Nintendo thinking?
Presenting the new What Was Nintendo Thinking?
And then we got the Wii Mini. Why did
Another
it exist?
What Was
I don't
Nintendo
know.
Thinking?
What was Nintendo thinking? We got the Game Boy Micro. How many people actually own that? Do you know anyone who owns that?
I didn't even know it existed until today.
Same.
Exactly. Next, we got the Nintendo 64 disc drive. A super hyped console, but because of delays, it failed after its release.
L. And then
Next, we got the Virtual Boy. Imagine playing a game in red and black up close to your eyes that gives you headaches and seizures.
sounds about right.
F tier for fantastic.
F tier, we got the Nintendo Switch Lite. Why? Maybe because you didn't want to overpay. You didn't want to spend too much for a Switch. Or you just
I
really
guess
hate
so.
TVs.
Wait, here, I'll call it this.
Wow.
Cheapskate. Either
Perfect.
Either you didn't want. Either you're a cheapskate or you just hate TVs.
Bruh.
Okay, what if you just don't have
D-block.
money? Like,
That's why it's cheapskate tier.
Next we got the Game Boy Pocket. It's just an actual Game Boy that is black and white but smaller. Meanwhile, the original one is green, black and white with a green tint. Next we got the Game Boy Light, which is just a Game Boy Pocket with a light on it. Why? I don't know.
Yo, guys, check out my Game Boy Light.
whoa.
Next
I
we
know, that's
got the
crazy.
Game & Watch. I wouldn't, it's not terrible, but I wouldn't rank it up high in today's standards.
That's why it's in D tier.
Exactly. We got the Super Nintendo 2. Just why?
Just what?
Who was actually looking for a Super Nintendo when the N64 was out?
I was.
Colin is automatically the oldest person in this group now.
I wasn't alive.
C block.
Hold on.
Oh.
I didn't say C tier.
Okay, go.
We got Nintendo's Pong Console. I don't know the name of it because it's probably in Japanese. And then we got the Famicom. A great console, but in America probably not.
Looks like it was released in Canada first.
The Famicom Disk System in B tier. So, the Disk System failed, but it was innovative. So that's why I did say it belongs above the Famicom. Next, we got the NES, the console that brought video games back to America. So everyone, pay your respects to it. Because if it weren't for that, you probably wouldn't be playing video games today.
All hail the NES.
Next, we got the top loader, which could have been the original design, but unfortunately that wasn't on paper, and plus they had to go for that. They had to go for that particular type of design.
Man, that sucker is ugly as heck.
Well, that was the point.
Anyway.
They couldn't market it as a video game console.
Next up, the new Nintendo iPhone XL.
We got the Nintendo 2 iPhone.
Yeah! Yeah!
Utilizing 2 iPhones that close together.
Guys, is that Apple's version of the flip phone?
I was about to say, it kind of looks like what Apple would make their flip phone.
No, when Apple does that, it's gonna be in the 20s.
We got
I mean, we're getting 15 this year, so we're close.
The Apple 2 iPhone. Next we
XL. Don't forget
got
XL.
the XL. Next up we got the
Next we got the XL.
Next we got the Wii U. A failure of a console, but its library games, it was great.
Guys,
good
guys,
though.
guys.
Next up, we're at
guys,
A
guys,
tier.
wait, real quick.
Yes.
Sorry. Do you know? Did you guys know where Miyamoto went to university?
He went for
Wii U.
No.
I'm gonna leave now.
All right, guys. So
Melina's now
this has
kicked
been
off
a
the
great
podcast.
episode. I think we're gonna have to cut it short because a lot of us are gonna have to go and drive to Melina's house in just a few minutes.
I didn't even make that joke. I gotta give credit to who said that joke. That was Sugar Conroy.
So I
The
have
fact
to
that you
drive to Chugga Conroy's house, which I'd be fine with that. I'd love to
Melina,
hang
the
out
fact
with
that
him
you
there, but
you felt like you had to say that joke, read that joke out loud.
I didn't read it.
Melina,
I just know it.
Melina, are you secretly a dad? Because that was a
I
dad.
always make dad jokes. Don't you know
That's
this?
sad.
I mean, I guess that's true.
Exactly.
All right, now
The
on
fact
to
that I
A
saw the
tier.
joke coming as soon as she's like, "Where did Miyamoto go to university?" And I'm like, "Wait, what do we? Oh, there it is."
Next we got the Super Game Boy. The device that allowed us to play Game Boy games hybrid in a way.
whoa!
Next we got the original DS. Not that good of a design, but boy was it innovative.
Yeah!
Next we got the Game Boy player. It was awesome.
Wahoo!
Hey, it started a podcast.
It's
Disc only podcast. Really good podcast, guys.
We got the original Game Boy. Probably the longest like portable console that ever lasted.
Name
Bomb
another console
Survivor.
that can survive a bomb.
I beat him.
The Nintendo Switch family of systems.
Next, we got the Game Boy Color. Amazing system. And next,
That's all he has to say.
Nick was already moving. I
system.
couldn't say anything more.
Oh my god, from now on he just says one-liners.
Game Boy Advance SP. I'm not happy with the screen size, but I'm happy that I don't have to scratch the screen when I put it in my pocket.
Donkey Kong!
But why no headphone jack? That's the real question. The next up is DS Lite. The last console to play Game Boy Advance games. The DSi. Anyone remember playing that math game on it?
No, but you know what I remember playing? Shoppo!
What?
Guys,
Next up is
look. It's Shoppo.
all right. Next up
Okay,
is the
moving on.
GameCube. It would have done a lot better if it was able to play DVDs, but Nintendo's like, nah, we only make consoles. We don't make.
You guys like
entertainment
dolphins?
centers."
Nick, why are you framing it like that?
I'm moving on.
I know.
Next up, we
So
got
Alex
the
can see
new.
what he has left.
Next up, we got the new 3DS XL. It sucked with Minecraft, but I kind of liked it, even though I didn't own it. Next is the Switch. Painful launch, but boy, an amazing system.
And finally,
N64.
in S for
I'm
Super
not
S tier.
N64. I do not want to play a
Zordo!
console. Nintendo 64, the only console with a McDonald's logo for a controller.
Whoa!
Bruh.
True.
Next is the Game Boy Advance, the best Game Boy out there, model out there. No one can tell me otherwise.
Localized Mother 3!
Yes, give us Mother 3.
Mother 3's on Nintendo Online. Or wait, no,
No,
I
it's
saw.
not.
I'm sorry. I saw something else.
I was like, no, it's not. Next up, we got the Super Famicom and the Super Nintendo. Amazing library games, amazing console. That's all I have to say.
Okay,
Link
cool.
to the Past! Super Metroid!
Oh my god.
Next, we got the 3DS.
Banger console.
Banger
Alex,
console.
does anything think it's a
Just be
banger
completely
console?
silent.
Wow.
The 3DS was cool.
Next
Yep.
up, we got the Switch OLED. Beautiful screen, major improvements from the original Switch. Now,
Boy,
just
I
give
like-
us Tears of the Kingdom.
Boy, I like that.
So
new
Nick will
screen.
stop talking about it and he can actually eat Chick-fil-A.
Alex. This is just the beginning. You think once I have Tears of the Kingdom, I'll stop talking about it?
You'll stop talking
No, no.
about it as much.
That's true, though.
That is false, actually. Well, I'll stop talking about it till I know you guys have beaten the story.
Anyway.
And then we can
Next
all talk
and
about it
last-
together.
We got the
Not least,
Wii!
Got the new Super Mario Brothers Wii!
Wee.
No, you
No,
mean
no, no, you didn't
New
do it right.
Super Mario
New
Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers.
Mm.
Wee!
Beep, 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 beep.
And now, just give us Guitar Hero.
Oh my god.
I'm not going to stop
That's
talking
our
about it, by the way.
list. All right, hold on. You ready? Here comes our transition back to normal framing.
Oh boy, I love transitions. They're really cool. I like transitions. Do you guys like transitions? I like transitions. Woo.
And now, transition back.
Wahi wahe wahoo.
Hey, don't steal my phrase.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh boy, I love transitions. They're really cool.
Wow.
Colin, all your jokes will be stolen. That's what this
Yep.
podcast is known for.
Apparently.
I'm the meme gremlin. I'll steal them all. Cool. Anyway, anybody else have anything to say, or are we good to wrap this sucker up and call it a day?
I think
I felt like I had more use in this episode than any episode.
You did. Your retro knowledge was very helpful. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you viewers for watching. Let us know in the comments. What's your favorite Nintendo console? Is it the Wii? Is it the 3DS? Is it the Virtual Boy? Like maybe you're that guy who thinks the Virtual Boy's like your favorite, and you know
If it is, I feel
favorites
sorry
are
for ya.
subjective, and that's okay.
Or is it a
You know, if you
completely
like the Virtual Boy-
unaffiliated console?
Or is it the Xbox Series X, and that's your favorite Nintendo console?
Yo, like the
Who's to
fridge?
say?
The fridge?
And look, if anyone says the Virtual Boy is their favorite console and they're actually serious about it, what game should I play that is considered a punishment for myself?
Star Fox.
I already played it.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Wait. Don't ask
Oh,
for
wait, no, we're
suggestions,
already doing
and
that
then
for
I give you
Melina.
a suggestion. You say you've already played it, bro.
Wait,
I said
what?
stuff. It has to be a
Animal
game-
Crossing.
I hate that game.
Yep,
There you go.
I don't own it.
Animal
We-
Crossing.
I don't
We-
own Animal
Go
Crossing.
buy
I
a
only have-
copy of
doesn't matter.
Animal Crossing.
Buy a
It's not
copy.
hard.
I might as well give money away.
I have to buy a copy of Xenoblade
Ah.
2 when we hit
Animal
that goal.
Crossing's not that bad. Come on.
But you have
Animal
to be
Crossing
serious
is
about
great.
it. You have to give a reason why. You can't just say, "Oh, my favorite console is the Virtual Boy."
It
You have
needs
to
to be
actually give a legit reason. What do you
Guys.
like about it?
All right,
The
so
fact
which one
that-
of
Yeah,
us is going to
Alex
make an
is
alt
expecting
account?
a
Favorite
full
console
essay.
is the Virtual Boy. Do you want to know why? Because it did a lot of things that Nintendo had not done before, and it also
Give us a console
had
that-
Star Fox. Star Fox is a really cool game, but it had to be released on the Super Nintendo using the FX chip instead of the Virtual Boy. It also had Mario Tennis. Did you guys know Mario Tennis was on Virtual Boy?
Yes, I did.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, of course you
It also
did,
had
Alex, but
Wario.
my favorite
Hold on.
console for Nintendo is the Virtual Boy.
Hold
Oh my
on.
god.
Hold on.
I just got shocked.
Did you?
You deserved it.
Hold on.
My chair legitimately just shocked me.
Well deserved. If you actually
Shocking.
say the Virtual Boy is your favorite console from Nintendo.
Okay, so Alex, listen. The Virtual Boy was a gaming console released by Nintendo in 1995.
Oh my God,
Despite
not
its
this.
short-lived lifespan and controversial legacy, some
I'm
gamers
gonna kill
consider it their
myself.
favorite console of
Can I
all
kill
Where are you
myself
reading
now?
this?
Here are some reasons
Can I
why.
just kill myself now?
Firstly,
gonna,
the
Hey,
Virtual
guys.
Boy
I
was
just
a
wanna go.
groundbreaking console for its
What do you
time. It was the
what
first
do you
console
guys
to
think
offer a
about
true 3D gaming
you know
experience with its use of
what do you
stereoscopic
guys think
technology.
about
Players
that
wore a
one
headset that
console
Wait,
that
Colin,
released
Colin,
a
Colin.
images in
Yeah, what's up,
3D,
Melina?
creating a sense
What
of
if we just
depth
start
that
cursing?
was unprecedented in gaming at this time.
Oh,
This
you're
unique
so
gaming
right. We
experience, combined with
could.
its
We could just
futuristic
start
design, made the Virtual
screaming.
Boy
You know
and
what?
then,
You know what?
Nick would have
Just to
Nick-
settle
Nick,
just to settle the
Nick
argument,
would have
the
to-
Virtual Boy
Secondly-
is the best game of my life.
Let's go.
You're welcome.
See,
Have a great day, everybody.
Yeah,
See you in the next episode.
All right. Yeah. See you guys. Have fun. Don't die.